again. So Salome and failure. So how did you do the work to get out?
I think the first, I even wrote here, first step, anyway, so detailed. Anyway, that's a whole other video of how detailed I've become. I need to write it
by the
when I'm
way.
50. I know, right?
At times we don't notice.
People are employing me because I'm organized. Like people in meetings say, I like working with someone because she's organized. That is another video. That's a whole.
I think you need to be paying tithe
to the pastor, to the deliverer,
the people who suffered to teach
under my reign of disorganization.
Yes.
Anyway, so the first thing was I did and that was at a time coach, when she was kind of also beginning her journey and all that. At that time she said, but Salome, I feel like I need to do something with you. She would say, I need to do something with you. I need to do something with you. And so that time we just had a session with her. And so we were speaking. I don't know where this came from. I've been trying to track how we reached on failure, because I don't know what that full session was about. But we started to talk about failure and how, Esther repeated, so how it became an identity for me and how it has been limiting me. And so she starts to do this. Close your eyes, Solomon. As coach always does. So, close your eyes. And at that time, that exercise was, I hope I remember it well, was what are you saying? Because she was, at that time now learning, now that I've learned, that we keep our emotions in different parts of our body. And that's why there's even times I've seen it. I'm not a researcher like, coach, but just a few times people speak about when, cancer, or people even who have been healed from cancer, or they've prayed for them, whatever it is, sometimes it's pegged to an emotion, either anger or hate, or, And so she taught me, she opened my eyes like, at Salome, we keep our emotions in different spaces. So that was a whole dramatic session. We shall not go into how that was, filled with tears and other things. But I think it was dramatic because it was like a realization. It's like when someone, I don't know, opens the curtain and you're like seeing light for the first time. It felt like that. And so that was the first step that we did that. And so for me, I don't know what I can say. To me, it was deliverance, if I can use that one, because literally after a few weeks, days later, when coach was checking in, she just said, so do you feel failure now? I said, no. Like, do you feel it anywhere in your body? Do you feel, even now that I'm talking, do I feel failure? No, I feel so successful. I can show you the things I've done. I'm not yet at the Grammys because I'm going to get a Grammy, but I feel so successful.
Before you continue, I think maybe I want to talk a little bit about that. You said it's deliverance, and for me, I think I actually believe it is a form of deliverance, because it's like, as I did my coaching certification and as I've studied more, you get to understand how the human mind processes unresolved emotions or unresolved trauma. The reason why every time failure happened, you would go back to S3. It is something that happened to you that was a trauma of sorts that you never ever resolved. So it's like it never ever went back and got settled as a memory, as a former thing that happened to you. So it was never ever integrated into your memory storage. It's like the box where you store memories. It remains somewhere, like I'm going to call it purgatory, but it remains somewhere between your conscious self and the memory. And every time any small thing happened, a small trigger took you back. It's like you were back in S3, you had failed, and you are going to repeat. Every time it's like you are replaying that. And it's like in order for that to happen, the body has to find a place to store this unresolved emotion. this unresolved trauma and everything. And it's like every time that it is triggered and you fail, it just keeps adding to that. It's like you develop a whole body of evidence. I call it that. It's like it keeps growing and growing, this failure thing. That's why it became like an identity. So the exercise that we did was for you to just find, first of all, face it, acknowledge it because it wasn't acknowledged in S3, and then to give it a voice because it needed to speak, but you had never given it a voice. And I think that was the main thing of giving
Yes.
the whole feeling of failure a voice. I remember one of the things that you said, which was, I think I myself almost broke down because it's like you said what this failure had been saying to you internally. And one of the things was, it doesn't matter what you do, you will fail. And I was like, my goodness, my goodness, my goodness. How can you live with that belief?
Yeah.
I was like, mama, this is deep, this is serious. But I think it was an exercise that I did because I had learned and I was like, I need to really practice this on someone. And there's this person who has this issue. Let's see if this works. And the fact that we did this in 2019, 2020.
Yeah, 2019.
It was before COVID.
Around there, those 2
Yeah, it was, by the way, yeah. And it's been almost
Yes, just
5
before COVID.
years. And it was, because I remember, I think I recorded, it was, I think, less than 15 minutes of an exercise of just getting in touch with the emotion, giving it a voice, and then resolving it. And the girl was free. That's the miracles of transformational coaching. Yeah. Anyway, so anything else?
Yeah, so that was a first thing. And I think for me, when my mind now, it's like as if I have a new memory.
Wow.
It's like when I look back at my S3, I don't have that trauma or the thing. Oh my gosh! It's like, oh, it happened. Okay, yeah. It's like, oh, that was a moment. Now I see, like each time I drop a ball, I don't like even saying failure. Like when I drop a ball, or I'm not succeeding particularly in something. My first instinct is not fail. Oh my gosh. Because what used to happen is when I had the thing of failure, then I get paralyzed, then I don't move, then I don't move on anything. Then I stop everything. Then everything suffers. So it was like, but right now, it's like, oh, okay, I felt that this. Okay, Solomon, let's revisit this again and see, okay, so why did we feel like this? Maybe you didn't understand something. Maybe you needed help here. Like, it's not an identity thing, like, oh my gosh. So now it kind of helped me years later on getting better at the work I am doing and executing the things I need to do. Because now I'm a bit faster in execution. Even when I drop balls or I fail here, like there's a sense of I keep moving. I'm no longer paralyzed. And yeah. And so for me, I think that really, really, really helped me.
Wow. Thankful for coaching.
Hello?
The internet is still unstable.
Jennifer.
This is 4G. This is 4G internet, y'all. Anyway, so the way that mine was resolved was one, the money beliefs that were holding me back, the fear of success monetarily. That happened when I started my journey as a coach, to become a coach, when I finally began to understand what limiting beliefs were. And then I addressed those beliefs and found a way, because I knew how to transform them. I knew what I needed to do to alter the belief. So that one was a very easy thing, actually. It's like just that you understand the belief, where it came from, how it's showing up, then what is a better belief. So that one I did. The money thing, that one was resolved very easily. The visibility one, that one was a little bit layered. So the first thing was invisibility in creating videos, because as a coach who does online work, because most of my work is online using Zoom, I needed to do a lot of promotion and marketing online. So I actually had to resolve this in order for me to record videos. At times you wonder why you fear to be visible. At times you wonder why you're not, as in you have all the plans to record the videos and you fear to record the video. There might be limiting beliefs and other things that are holding you back that actually need to be resolved. Now, for me, the way that I resolved it was dealing with my values and actually changing the order of them and having a conversation with myself to give myself permission to be seen and to know that it is safe to be seen, as in to be seen on video. That was number one. The second one was in a session that I had with a coach, I think it was in a program in 2022 or 2023? And that was when I was talking about how if I become successful, I will suffocate. Because before it was just as in people will see you and that's it. But as in people will see me, they will recognize me, they'll bombard me, I will die. And the coach did a thing. It's like you kind of play it back to the person so that they see how unrealistic that is. And he's like, you will die. And I was like, cousin, don't you think that you're making this a little bit too big? Because it's like you're making it this big. The problem is this, but you're making it this big. You're exaggerating the problem. And before he had told me that, it's like I hadn't noticed. The coach herself hadn't noticed that she was exaggerating this thing that visibility was going to kill her. Yeah, that's why coaches need coaching. We all need coaching, but it's like it actually helped me to see, you know what? That you will not die. As in, really, you think you will die because people know you. Agawa lie. Do you think you, because I would actually get like a choking feeling. It's like I was suffocating, as in really suffocating at the thought of it. It's like when I would post stuff on Twitter and it kind of goes viral, my goodness, I'd be like, the notifications are just, it's too much. I am suffocating from these notifications. But you see, the thing is, I can't suffocate from them. So it was just for me to tell my mind, as in, let us be realistic, come back to the ground, stop floating, come back. So I needed someone else to show me that, Jennifer, you will not die. You will not die. And I think also when I realized that this wasn't something that I had been all my life, because I even went back to primary and the things that I achieved and the way that I was good at sports and I would excel at sports and people would like, I would be doing things like long jump, high jump when people are watching and I would still operate and jump and people would be like screaming. And I was like, I didn't mind it. I received it. Yeah, I realized this is something that you're actually deceiving yourself. You're telling yourself a lie. So that's where the freedom came, through doing belief work, for the money work, for the money beliefs, and just having someone else. Because even if you are coach, it's like even if you're a surgeon, you need someone to operate you. Even if you're a dentist, you need another dentist to deal with your teeth. So even if you're a life coach, transformation or breakthrough clarity, at times you cannot see your blind spot. It is there, but you just need someone else to shine light and tell you, no, Jennifer, you're not being realistic. So that's how I got free. So these days I do videos. It's okay. If you're going to recognize me, it is fine. I know I will not die. Your recognition, your likes, your retweets, your comments, they cannot, as in can a comment kill you? I beg? No. As in it cannot kill me. So that's So that's how I resolved it, the fear of success. And now I'm actually dreaming big. When I look at the money goals that I'm setting and the way that I'm daring. I think it was 2 weeks ago when I was watching some Korean dramas. I love Korean dramas. And I saw a couple of people and I was like, I want to work with those people. I had myself saying, I would like to work with those people. They are major actors. And I was like, I would like to work with them soon, as in really, really soon. And I was like, I wouldn't think like this before. I wouldn't dare myself or push myself. The money goals that I'm setting right now, I set a money goal for this year. And even me, I was like, what is this? But I'm like, yes. And what I'm doing now is I am educating myself, renewing my mind, listening to teachings like of a gentleman called Miles Monroe, who just thought outside the box. I love the way he thought. Just challenging myself, planning better, just seeing how is it that I can attain this. I'm no longer fearing the fact that there's a tax man and all that. I'm like, I'm ready to deal with all that. So it's like it's kind of freed me. to be more of myself, to step more into my purpose and to dare, because I believe that we are all created to do great things in the arena. Your arena might be the world, your arena might be the country, your arena might be the town, your arena might be a family. But in that place, we are all created to do great things and to excel. So it behooves us to stretch and push boundaries and to not allow ourselves to be contained by beliefs and fears, past failures, and all that stuff. Yeah, so that has really, really helped me to free myself to be more of what I was created to be. Any
Yeah.
questions before we continue? Yeah.